Today on To The Point, we have one of So You Think You Can Dance's dynamic duos.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movie.
Welcome on into The Point, presented by Dance Network and Popcorn Talk. We are so excited about our guests today, and I'm glad that we have them here together. You know them from So You Think You Can Dance, a fantastic choreography team, as well as all-star as well. We have Jonathan and Oksana Platero. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I want to say to Oksana, welcome back.
Thank you.
We had to look it up in the archives to find out when you were here, but it was episode 11 in August of 2017.
That doesn't feel like it was that long.
It feels like not that long ago, and at the same time, it feels like a really long time ago because it was about 125 episodes ago.
Congrats on
Yeah, congrats on that.
Successful.
I know we've had a lot of dancers and choreographers coming on through here, the studio. We finally got Jonathan here.
Finally got to get in here.
Yes,
Super excited about it.
So excited. And I kind of love having you guys here on the heels of season 16. What excited me the most was that you guys did an opening number this season.
Man, that was a blessing. That was such a blessing for us.
So for people, we had Jeff. Jeff came in through here twice this season, which
I think I saw that, yeah.
That was really cool, honestly, because he gave us a lot of secrets behind the scenes that fans love to hear about. But how did the whole number come about for you guys? Because I think people think it's just like, you're like, here's an opening number. It's a very... There's a long process to it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the process goes, it's not just, you come in with a piece and, you hope to get, picked and like, oh yeah, you're going to do an opening number. It's not like that at all, especially with the piece that we did. We presented an idea to them when we had a meeting with Jeff and Mandy and Robert was there. And we told them we wanted to do an opening piece. It was the first time we actually presented the idea of doing an opening piece. And we said we wanted to be like a Rio Carnival, like colorful. And I think that really kind of opened Jeff's eyes a little bit. And he was really excited about it because I think he had been wanting to do something very similar. So with the process with it, it wasn't just like, okay, cool, you got it. They were so hands-on with us throughout the whole entire process. Mandy, Robert, District 78. I mean, District created a brand new track for us because we could not find the perfect song for this. And we were searching like so many different songs. We tried so many different ideas, but there was just not the perfect song. And finally, Jeff kind of had talked to us about like, well, you should talk to District. Maybe they can create something for you. I was like, no way. And we talked to District. They loved the idea. They jumped on board and they created that brand new song for us.
For anyone who doesn't know District 78, they do a lot of the music for So You Think You Can Dance, Dancing with the Stars, World of Dance. They really are kind of like the key creators of original music and music mixes.
Yeah.
Their work is really amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. They do like every single show that we've been on.
That's incredible. I know you guys have pretty much hit all of the shows, all the dance shows at this point. Just about. And, yeah, you're like, we're trying to make it all happen. What and for the two of you, what made you think like we're ready to take on the challenge of an opening number? Because it's different than doing a duet.
I think we've been ready for a while, and it just finally we got the opportunity to do it. And we were ready, but still, there were so many challenges. Like you said, you can't just have it all done, come and just make it happen. We had to change so much as we go. You could really not predict how it's gonna go and what you're gonna run into. Choreography had to be changed, locations, costumes, because it was Carnival is also such a visual and big costumes, and we need to make sure they're not gonna get on the way. And the costume team did an incredible job with preventing that from happening, because it did happen at rehearsal.
I saw that with Madison's. Her little feathers came like unfurled there, but wardrobe was there right away, and they were like, and had it fixed for the next take.
No, that's one thing with Grania and Marina. Like they do a really good job with costumes. We give them an idea, and the next day they'll send us references that stuff that they could do. And with this, it was tricky, just like she said, with the feathers. We couldn't throw people if they had feathers all over themselves, but we didn't want to make it completely Rio Carnival. We wanted to make like just a splash of Latin culture, Latin flavor, so it wasn't just Rio, because it is very specific. Rio is very Brazilian. It's samba, and it's not the samba that you see like on Dancing with the Stars.
That's
it's
right.
Very different. It's very cultural. Sometimes you don't want to mess around with that, So what we wanted to do is we wanted just to bring this routine to life. They hadn't done a ballroom piece or even something close to it since season 5. which was
Your season.
my season.
Oh, it astonishes me, honestly, thinking that it was that long ago. I mean, which is a really, it's sometimes I think, oh, it's a missed opportunity, but not a missed opportunity for you, because here you are coming back with a colorful piece when it was so fun. I love that you guys were able to use all the levels of the stage, the camera angles, starting with the girls at the top of the number.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, and actually, I think we got a lot of help with that with like Mandy.
Mandy Moore.
Yeah, listen, and she did. She guided us throughout the whole thing. She goes, you have so much to use, so you don't have to stay just on stage. It does not, it's not one dimensional and everything. So if you wanted to start up there to make it look like, that's kind of the idea that Oksana had. She was like, it'd be cool to make it look like we're on a float,
Yes.
And then so when we walked up there, we looked around, we were like, wow, this could really look really good. Like, this can give us the idea of what we wanted for that. So having the camera angles, we didn't, like I said, it's our first group routine, so we didn't really realize what we could utilize camera-wise, lighting-wise, stage, everything.
It opens up a new world, doesn't it? Because you're like, oh.
Yeah,
And
we
it-
learned so much from that whole experience.
Yeah.
And it
You're
was
like, there's another
awesome.
cookie jar here.
Oh, absolutely. It's scary and exciting all at the same time, because you have all these elements, but if you use them right, it can go really good, And I think with the help that we got and the guidance that we had from the whole team, honestly, like I said, lights, music, everybody just came together to help this routine come to life. And yeah.
The way they've set up the structure, and because we've learned so much on To The Point this year, having Jeff, Mandy, Robert come through, they set everyone up for success. They're not
Absolutely.
here for you to flounder on like live TV by
No.
any means.
Yeah.
They want you to put the best product out there, which I think is
Absolutely.
incredible.
Yeah, I know, and they really did. And like I said, we're so grateful for the opportunity because, it was one of our biggest projects that we got to do together, especially for So You Think You Can Dance, which is a show that I've come from, and it's.
You were born there.
I was born there.
You kind of were, though. I mean, I'll like the baby dancers.
No, literally, it's coming off 10 years. So yeah,
That's incredible. I know this year for seasons 5 and 6, it was 10 years.
10-year anniversary.
Hard to believe that, is it?
Crazy.
And you're still on. Like, that's the great thing,
That
though.
is a great thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, still as a dancer and as a choreographer. So
Yeah.
I always hear from a lot of fans, and I think this is a very interesting statistic, and I pulled it up. But, when we have the past couple seasons, when we've had like the top 20, the way they've done it with All Stars and the choreographers, picking to the top 10, you guys have had a great success rate.
Mm-hmm.
You had Chelsea in season 15, Chelsea Huff. You had Hanalei Cabanilla, also the winner of season
Yes.
15. And
Yes.
then, of course, you had Mariah Russell, who was
Yeah.
top 2.
Yeah.
What is your secret? Because I mean, if I were a contestant and I'm like, oh my gosh, Jonathan's my all-star, Oksana's choreographing, I'm like, I'm in. I mean, you have to do the hard work. As long as I do the hard work, but I'm thinking I'm in.
Yeah.
This is not a bad statistic.
No, it's not.
The combination of everything, the teamwork, and we've been lucky with
Yeah.
getting the people that we have gotten,
Yes.
and it's everything comes together and it happens.
All right, but what are you doing in rehearsals? Because obviously you're doing something that is giving them the confidence to go out there in the moment that matters the most at that point in their career.
Yeah, I think when it came to, so let's break it down. I want to talk about Mariah, because Mariah, it was actually very different. Mariah was very quiet, a very quiet girl, and in rehearsal, you don't really know how it's gonna go sometimes until like either the day of. And Mariah was just one of those people that she got everything, she got all the steps. But for salsa, that energy that you really need,
feeling, that inner,
that flair and everything, you need to really come out of your shell.
You need the sauce, as Lou would say. Lou Brown would be like, give us the sauce.
Give us a sauce. In this case, it's salsa.
Yeah.
No, but, corny, I know. No, but with her, it came out literally when we hit the stage. She was just like a firecracker, and I mean, like, she just blew us all out of the water. And she was easy to dance with. She did everything that we told her to do. She was solid on her feet, and someone who doesn't really dance in heels, she was really, really like on her axis. She was really, really good, and I think she blew everybody away. And then we had
you had Chelsea and you had Hannah-Leigh. And Hannah-Leigh is also very similar in that she was very quiet, doesn't dance quiet.
Doesn't dance quiet. Absolutely not. Does not dance quiet.
She's not quiet now either. I've said that to her. We had her here a couple weeks ago. I'm like, it's amazing to watch. You like the little like butterfly, like come on. Yeah,
though.
she's a powerhouse, but she's much more outgoing than what we saw.
Yes.
Same with Maria. When we got back for the group routine, which was several weeks later, we did not recognize the girl
Who
that
was
was
this
Yes,
girl?
she
Yeah,
was.
where was
Yeah,
she?
she was on fire, ready to go.
Not just when she danced, like just.
Well, I want to know what's going through your brain when you have a moment like with Mariah where she's been very quiet, you know, and you're trying to help her out. You want her to get on the show. You're in the audience watching. I'm assuming you're on stage. Your head. I would love like sort of a playback of what's going through your head. Like, holy crap, this is amazing, and you're watching it, so you know that it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, I was very proud, but already at that point I've already seen the dress rehearsal, and I already knew she got it, and it's another secret kind of weapon, dancing with him.
You're the best partner. Good partner.
She's sweet. I love you.
No, you're a great partner. That is not a myth. That is the truth. It's coming out of my mouth. I'm not married to you. No, I mean, I do think, I'm like, oh, they're in great hands. Jonathan's like their partner. There are certain people on the show that I know when they're partnered up with someone, I'm like, they're going to be fine.
It's his thing. Everybody's saying that he is the best partner, and the tricks, he just throws you around. And
yes, and when you have these like tiny little Hannah-Leighs and these tiny little Mariahs, like that's even the opening number. I sit there and I think of Mariah, and all I think is just her being like thrown across the stage, like just send her the guys, and away she goes.
And I think that's what you have to do. We had to adapt. Like when it came with Chelsea Huff, we knew the vibe she had. She could get down and dirty. So the type of routine that we had to think about for her was how to make her shine. Throughout this whole entire process, you always have to think, how can we make this person shine? Because yes, I can throw around somebody, or yes, we can choreograph, but how do we make that person shine?
Because some people been scared to be thrown around, and it doesn't matter how safe or good he is. If it's not your thing, then it's not gonna look good on you.
Yeah. Right. And I think Chelsea has a maturity about her that like Hannah-Leigh and Mariah didn't have at 18, 19. It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like with, like Hannah-Leigh, I knew I could throw her around, but I knew she was a powerhouse. So that's why we gave her some like the spins and the moves and everything. And like with Chelsea, I knew that she was gonna give we knew she was gonna get
gritty.
Yeah, like all that like kind of dirty feel, kind of like
that's
down
sexy.
Into it. Yeah, super sexy.
Yeah.
And she had it, and it's about adapting to who you get, and you have to do it on the spot because you don't know who you're gonna get until like the day before.
And then they're like, "Here's 4 hours, if that," and then good luck.
Yeah.
But you guys can now adapt to any situation. I mean, if you're thrown into a different show with more rehearsal time, even you're like, well, we've done it in less. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it comes with experience with both of us. Now we kind of know exactly what we have to do to adapt to anybody we get, or the situation, or the stage, or anything.
What was the first season you guys choreographed together on, So You Think? How many seasons have you been on now at this point?
I think like 5 or 6. I remember our first people we choreographed for was Alan and Melise.
Okay, so season 10.
Season 10.
It's okay. So it's been 6 years.
6 years, wow.
That's great. I mean, do you think back, are you the ones that approached Jeff and said, hey, we would like to do this, we've got a choreography reel, or did you have him come to a showcase, or?
Yes, we had to, he said that he wanted to do it, he brought me on board, and we had to show it to Jeff, we had to demonstrate all of it, and he liked it.
Like live in a studio, we had to do it. And it wasn't like a choreographer showcase, it was like, we were like, so we have this idea. He's like, cool. So when do you want me to come see it?
Oh, God. No, the thing is, like, I love Jeff Thacker so much. He still sometimes intimidates me because, he wants everyone to succeed and he loves everyone, but he's also stern at sometimes too, where he's like, no, you can't say that. Nope, not the right time. Or whatever, you can't do that. Or this is what we need to fix. But
it's, it works though.
It works. And his heart, it's because that's what his heart wants you to succeed. It's not like...
Yeah, no.
I'm saying no because...
No, yeah. I think if he says no, it's because he has a clear vision of what he wants throughout the season. And if it fits, it fits. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's why I think sometimes when, people ask like, oh, what do you do to get on? I'm like, to be honest, it's not really what you do. It's you can present all the ideas, but it's just, he has just a really clear vision of a successful season. He always has, and honestly, I think that's why he comes back every year.
Yeah, and he has they nurture some choreographers. I know Casey Money this year.
Yes.
It was a year, 18 months, I think he said. When I did the interview with him, he was like, it was not what it started out as, is not what it was on the stage. But if I didn't have that sort of mentorship,
Absolutely.
it wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
And look at, and he came out with a successful piece, a beautiful piece.
Yes.
A great message.
Yeah, out there on tour too, if anyone's going to the So You Think tour.
Yes.
For you guys, obviously you come from different worlds, but the worlds that you've put together work really well. Did you guys know right away, like, magic? Magic, obviously, as a partnership, magic as a relationship.
I don't think you ever know right away. You just kind of don't even think about what's wrong, what's right, and you just go with whatever happens. And it took us to great places.
When did you know? Is there a moment or like a routine where you sit there and felt, oh, my choreographic style and your choreographic style are really going to mesh well?
Yeah, I think it was like the first time that we ever had to do a performance together. She had asked me to perform in a benefit show with her, and it was kind of a mixture of rumba and tricks, which is what my specialty is.
Right.
And I remember it was to Sweet Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
It was
The
to Sweet
remix.
Dreams.
The Eurythmics. Oh, that's a great song too.
And we did a piece to that, and it was great because she was teaching me at the same time, like, I don't come from that technical world of ballroom, of Latin ballroom. So she was kind of showing me the ropes through that. And I was like, cool. You know what? I was like, and hold on, stop it here, because I know what we can do. She's like, what? I was like, I can lift you.
All I can hear right now is Carrie Ann Inaba, like, as a judge, there is no lifts in this dance.
I know. I'd probably get in so much trouble on that show.
I know. If you were a pro on that show, she'd be like, that is a point off.
Oh, for sure.
It's worth a couple points off.
Right. I know, but we love to see it, though. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the excitement of bringing your two styles together.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about this show because I think it was so fascinating. Mira, quién baila?
Yes.
Mira quién baila.
Baila.
quién
There,
baila.
that was my Spanish. I'm off to Barcelona tomorrow, and I'm in a lot of trouble, obviously, with my
No, you're gonna
accent.
be great.
But let's talk about the show, because this was really fun to watch. This whole concept. It was Univision. You guys did 2 seasons, if I'm
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And they did not do a season this year? Or
Coming up?
Yeah,
Coming up?
I think it's coming up, and there's the first season we did was like, I think we kind of left in September, came back.
It
in,
felt like a fall season, I know.
yeah, it was like a fall season, and then the next one we did was like the beginning of the year, so like winter season, and then
So they mix it up.
yeah, they do, and so hopefully we'll be going on our 3rd season this coming January.
Oh, good.
Hopefully.
Now, tell us about the concept, because it's a little bit different. You guys switch partners, totally different than Dancing with the Stars, where you have your partner for the season.
Yes, we have also not just ballroom there. It's kind of almost like mixture of So You Think and Dancing with the Stars, because they do hip hop, contemporary, and plus traditional styles like
Latin styles. But when I say Latin dance, I don't mean like, like in the ballroom world, it's Latin cultural dance. So you have the salsa, the bachata, the merengue.
Do you do a mambo?
We do mambo as well in there.
I love a good mambo.
Yeah. And so we have it's a lot more rhythmical dances,
And so dancers are hired accordingly to the styles that are needed, and when celebrity performs the specific style, that's the dancer that they get.
Yeah. Which is weird because I've been doing a lot of quick steps.
Wait a minute. Where does your
compliment.
quick step? I know, that's a good problem.
No, it's quick steps, and there's a dance style called quebradita.
What is it?
It's a quebradita. Quebradita, and it's a very Mexican cultural dance, and it's very like hoppy, and it's very like
Sloppy and boots.
yeah. And I don't want to disrespect anyone, but it's very cowboyish.
Oh, okay,
It's
like
super fun.
maybe a Mexican version of a line dance.
It is, what I do love about it is that it incorporates a lot of acro, a lot of tricks.
Ooh.
So it's like, we'll be dancing one-on-one, and all of a sudden, like, boom, you just fling her over your head.
That sounds
it's
like fun.
Yeah, and it is. But somehow I became the specialist in that one.
But also on that show, even when you do the ballroom, tricks are still allowed.
Oh, yeah,
so
you can
we
do
love
tricks.
it.
No lift, please.
Oh yeah, no, not there.
That's kind of fun. I kind of like that format where it's a little bit more loose and you kind of get a little bit of everything. I was watching a lot when you had Danelle Leyva, the
Oh, yeah.
USA gymnast, who
Yes.
his manager contacted me after. He's like, how do I get him on Dancing with the Stars? I'm like, I can't get someone on Dancing with the Stars, but I was like, you have to contact.
On it too.
I don't.
God, he'd be so good.
I know, he's a fantastic dancer.
Yes, he's really good.
He's so good, and he seems like he really wants to do it.
Yeah, and such a nice guy.
Really?
Such a nice guy. Like, such a good spirit. Like, he hypes everybody up in the room. He's just that person.
Oh, because I was watching some of his dances. I'm like, this is spectacular. And I know that Dancing with Stars fans would absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
I know. But I don't know how, casting is so of the moment, too. And he was, sometimes it's like it's harder when your Olympic cycle was
I know.
a few years ago. And oftentimes they cast on the trends. It's so tough.
And
now we're down to one season a year and,
I know.
Less opportunity for celebs to get on. So.
But hopefully, you never know. Hopefully down the road he can get an opportunity to, because I think he would absolutely annihilate the competition.
Tina Katz.
There we go.
Yeah. Tina Katz. We've got someone for you. Just throw it out there in the universe. I don't know. So you might be going back for season 3. It's a maybe. It's a maybe, okay.
Yeah, it's a maybe.
And it's shot in Miami.
That's
going to be a great place to
spend
a few months.
Yeah.
It's our probably favorite job.
It's one of our favorite jobs
because of where it is and how it is and everything about it.
What is it like? What's the backstage scene like? Because obviously it seems like a little bit more loose and a little bit maybe a little more fun, and
it's a nonstop party all the time.
Well, that's Miami in general. So
it's nonstop party, and it's just honestly, it's just so much love backstage because everybody just hangs out with everybody.
Oh, I like that.
Like in the dressing rooms, like some of the celebrities will just come hang out with us because like, I don't want to hang out in the dressing room by myself. I want to come hang out with you guys. They'll lounge on the couch.
Like Danelle was one of those people. He was more one of the dancers rather than one of the celebrities.
Yeah.
That's really fun. And Miami's such an international city too. I always love the feel of that. I don't necessarily feel like I'm in the middle of Florida. I don't feel like I'm in Orlando. Let's put it that way.
No, not at all. Yeah, no, not at all. It's a big international cultural feel to it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's just so much going on, and everybody just loves everybody there. There's not I promise you, there's not that much drama at all that goes on backstage. Everybody's encouraging everybody, and everybody just wants to go out there and dance and do a good job and have fun and make the audience go crazy, and yes, you get critiques, but nonetheless, you just go out there. Everybody goes out there with a big smile.
It's okay with the critiques. I don't even understand what they are.
It's all in Espanol,
It's
right?
so true.
Because it's on Univision, so that's
She'll just stand there.
Fun.
How is your Spanish at this point?
It's maybe a little bit better than his Russian.
I was going to say he's got the...
But I'm working on it, and I'm not working too fast. I need to get on it a little better.
You already know 2 languages, so you're both of you do. So you're both doing fine.
3.
What else do you speak besides
Ukrainian, Russian, I guess.
Oh, of
different
course.
Russian,
Yeah.
different languages.
You've got 3. Mm-hmm. I got 1, people.
I got 1.
How's your Spanish? Is your Spanish?
No, I can. What's so funny is that I can actually speak it pretty well.
Yeah.
But then they put me in front of a mic and the cameras are on and everything. They're like, okay, and they ask me a question. I'm like,
It's a confidence thing, is what it is. Don't you think? Yeah.
But thank God my partner will chime in usually and just be like,
thank you.
What he means to say is da 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 da.
You're like, thank you so much, because that's exactly it. Because that's what I think too. I if I'm immersed in a country, I usually feel okay to speak a couple sentences and everything else. But then if you put me on camera or something, I'm like, Univision.
Oh, yeah.
So embarrassed because I'm like, I know I don't have a good accent at all. It's
Good
okay.
accent, right?
It's okay. But we were talking about this a little bit before the show started. Talking about the love of dance, and you're still working with Leah Remini, who, after her season working with Tony Dovolani, has continued her lessons.
Yes.
I think that's so special.
No, I think to me, Leah's been a blessing in my life because it's not only just about us getting to know each other, and becoming really good friends, but she just loves dance. She really, truly loves dance. She loves the dance community. She loves dancers. She loves everything about the dance world. And I think, for her, it was actually hard to put that video up because she wanted to be it to be a video of encouragement. She wanted people to inspire people. She didn't want it to be about her imperfections or anything like that in the video. But, you know, so it took her a while to actually post that video. And I kept
gosh.
telling her, I was like, do it. It looks amazing. You look great. You look incredible.
I just love her. I don't care if there were a bunch of mistakes. I love the journey she's been on.
Yeah.
Personally and professionally. And
Yeah, and she just keeps going. And every day, I mean, we have lessons about, like, daily almost.
What,
you know?
really?
Yeah, I'm going to go see her right after this.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was saying, you know, when we were in press line last week for Dancing with the Stars, I mean, she was like video bombing and she's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, please keep doing it because this is great. Like, people love this and people love you because she just is who she is. She makes no apologies for it.
Not at all.
Which I think is a great quality.
It's a great quality.
And, you know, the whole journey of leaving Scientology and being brave about it and being honest and being
Absolutely.
vulnerable, I just applaud everything. Anything she does, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, and being vulnerable was her biggest thing, you know, to put herself out there like that. But I told her, I was like, listen, you're doing incredible. You're still dancing. You know, you're keeping it alive.
Mm-hmm.
And for people who are scared to kind of try new things, you know, you're doing it for them. So,
right.
and this is the message that she wanted to come across. You know, so with that, you know, like I said, we've been dancing like almost every day. We've been working on some new projects together, which is really exciting. And yeah, it's been a really, really good ride with her.
So things to look forward to. I'm sure you can't share just yet. But
Yeah, I think mainly things I could share about are like, you know, we've been working on a dance reality TV show.
with Leah?
Hopefully, yeah, with Leah.
Oh.
And hopefully, you know, it'll get there.
These things take a long time. Pitches, pre-production. We totally get this.
Everything, and also a live stage show,
Oh.
which that one we're really excited about. Yeah.
And obviously Oksana. You're in the mix too.
Always.
You guys are a great team. The one thing about Leah too, I think is really important is that sometimes, like, especially Hollywood, sometimes thinks, oh, you're over 40, you're over 50, whatever, you're over 45, whatever your age is, you know, to be able to be out there working, sharing your vulnerabilities, I think is so important because women, we get in our own head a lot too. And I think that her just putting that out there, like, you can dance at any age. Who cares?
age, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah,
Go out there, take a lesson, because in the end, all you do is feel better about yourself.
absolutely.
Yep. Even a bad day in the rehearsal studio, you're still like, well, I moved my body.
Yeah.
I feel good.
I mean, we're like drenched after our lessons every day. We're like drenched.
What's her best style?
Oh man, I have two favorites with her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say rumba.
Ooh.
Yeah, rumba, and actually three: rumba, cha-cha, and Argentine tango.
I want to see a good Argentine tango with you guys.
And I love like throwing her around in like tricks and stuff. She, you know,
And she's a trickster.
yeah, she likes to do it. So I was like, I remember the first time I presented to her, I was like, "Can I throw you in a trick?" She goes, "Sure." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh my god, cool! So we're gonna do this one and that one."
I love that though. That's, you know,
She's brave. She's really, really
so
good.
brave. She's
very brave.
incredibly brave. How did you guys know each other through Dancing with the Stars? Like, I'm trying to think. She did what season? I'm trying to think. Season 17, maybe.
I think it was season 17.
I think it was season 17. We can look it up. But yeah, because it was a while back. So did you get introduced to her sort of through circles?
We had
or?
mutual friends, so actually, because we're really good friends with Cheryl Burke, so she's kind of the one who put us in the mix. I had met Leah beforehand, but Cheryl's kind of the one who kind of really got us in the room together.
I'm going to see Leah Remini, Dancing with the Stars. In my head, I want to say season 17, but I'm like, oh no. Of course, everything that's popping up right now is literally like, she's a judge.
I know,
she
right?
was there last week.
Which, by the way, she did incredible with that. I love that she was the voice of the people.
You know, it's something to think about, and sometimes it's why I think a former pro that has no stake in the game is also a good, would make a good judge as well, because the understanding of what happens in that rehearsal studio, or when you're given a style where you're like, I just don't feel comfortable, or another style where you're like, I feel so confident. There is something about that.
Yeah, I really like the addition with her in there, because I think it really kind of helped everybody's self-esteem as well, who, you know, they're not dancers, you know.
It was so great when she was like, that's it, I'm quitting, all the low scores. She just was so funny and entertaining. It was great.
Yeah, and I love that she was literally giving, you know, she's like, Lamar, you
Yes.
got your 7.
Good. I mean, I was happy, you know.
Yeah, and Lamar was an interesting one too, with the fact that his heart was out there on the dance floor, and,
really
I
was.
think
You could
that
tell.
you could tell,
You bet you
and
could tell.
you could see it backstage too, and doesn't matter to me. I mean, I felt like, I'm like, why is it a 5 every single week? I'm like, he's putting the effort in, he's showing up rehearsals, he was responding well to what Peter was giving him.
Yeah.
So can you find a 6 in there?
I know. It's tough. And I know with the season, they're trying to bring it back and, make it a little more difficult.
Back to basics.
Back to basics.
Overall, the score has been lower than I think any other.
Except for last night, Disney and I felt a little like, all of a sudden 8s and 9s started appearing. So then I'm where do we go for the next 5-6 weeks?
I know, right?
Because then I worry that a 10 appears next week and then we're kind of stuck there again.
That's true. But I also feel like, I remember last season with Cheryl, when she had Disney Week, she got 10s. But then again, Juan Pablo, I think, had the most 10s.
Juan Pablo was a pretty good dancer.
Yeah.
You hear that beautiful Argentine tango with Cheryl too. That was like, wow.
Oh yeah.
Are you watching Dancing with the Stars regularly? I mean, you were in troupe for seasons 12 through 16.
Yes, correct.
So you've seen kind of the whole switch for the whole thing. I mean, where it's been there's a troupe, there's not a troupe. I mean, it's
interesting to see all the changes, and it's nice to see that they going back to ballroom and see celebrities all kind of struggling, working on the same technical aspect.
Yeah.
So it's easier to see when everybody must have this exactly same syllabus steps, and then you can really tell who's doing it better, because it's easier to compare it that way.
Yeah, I miss the back to basics thing a little bit.
Yeah.
Because everything became a huge production number. Now they're kind of doing it every other week. So next week there's no theme, and then we have Halloween night, and it makes you kind of look forward to big production numbers. Because I think by the time season 27, by the time we rolled around to freestyles, I was like, hasn't them been every week? It doesn't feel special anymore.
That's very true. Actually, that's a really good point.
Yeah, you kind of need. You need levels. I think that's the big thing. We were right, by the way. It was season 17.
Season 17,
so,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because I don't want a bunch of comments going, that was not season. Leah Remini was season 17. So that's always good to get those facts straight, because Dancing with the Stars fan, no.
I know, right?
I know. One big thing, and I think I ask everyone right around this time of year, and if you're doing the show in Miami, it would conflict, but have you ever considered World of Dance for you guys?
We have considered World of Dance, and we actually, I think we were really close to doing it last season, I think it was.
Yeah, I think we talked a little backstage a little. But, they're kind of casting right now for season 4, which will be taping in the winter, so I know for some people, almost everyone that's been through here lately, I'm like, are you thinking? World of Dance? Everyone goes, I don't know. That's been the big answer.
I would have loved to do it. With Oksana, it was something that we were actually really excited about. But sometimes you get to a certain point when you have to look at certain things and say, is this right for me, or is it not? And I think for us at the time, it wasn't right for us, and we had to choose a different path.
And I think also what a lot of people don't realize, you're getting per diem, but you're not getting a paycheck when you're on World of Dance. And if you're making it all the way to the end, it's about a 3-month commitment.
Yeah.
The exposure's good. If you win or you get a divisional final, you do get a prize, monetary prize. But you also have to be able to sort of work that into your life.
Yeah, and things happen, even beyond that. For us, it was really a choice of, did we want to do World of Dance, or did we want to do, continue doing SYTYCD Dance? And to be honest...
and it was rather dancing ourselves or going more into choreography and, trying new things that is different from just being dancers. Absolutely. Which is the way we're trying to go in the future.
Just trying to move it up a little bit.
Have you thought maybe, because this does happen a lot, where you choreograph for a contestant?
Yeah, we haven't been approached to do that, or actually we haven't thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there because it's a possibility.
Yeah, actually, I haven't thought about that at all. Yeah.
Keeps you in the Emmys mix, too.
That's true.
Not that So You Think wouldn't. Of course it would, but
true.
Yeah. But you might as well do both.
I know, right?
Right?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not about where, and that'll air in a couple weeks because I'll be out of town, but you guys will see it soon. But I was just saying, I'm like, tell us your dreams, because we've manifested a lot of goals here in this studio. So I'm always like, just say it out loud, because then I like to pull clips and be like,
oh, that's
look at it, came true.
That's really cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to look back and everything else to see how things have changed.
Absolutely, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, whatever you want to come true, just throw it out there.
Just throw it out there?
Yeah, so I'm like,
well, I'm like, well
all
then,
of our secrets.
I got a whole list right here now.
All of the secrets, of course.
Right.
Yeah, so it looks like you guys are really focusing in on what you guys are doing as a choreography team and moving, I'm going to say, into creative directing maybe, producing, directing.
Yeah, you actually said it all. So keep saying it. So it keeps going out in the atmosphere and here, and it'll manifest and it'll happen. But yes, I think that's where we want to go. We love dancing, we love performing, and we love doing it together. And we will try to do that as long as we can. But I think in the long run, for us, we'd love to choreograph, like for movies and Netflix shows, and kind of bump up a little bit on the level. We like to choreograph for Dancing with the Stars,
Yes.
And
those opening numbers are now available to choreographers.
I
spoke with Zach Woodley today, who did the Disney number this week.
Yeah.
And he was giving me just the kind of the rundown. And it's funny because everyone, and Catherine Burns did it a couple weeks ago, everyone's like, we want to thank Mandy Moore for Mandy Moore, like everything comes back to Mandy Moore, creating the blueprint so that even if another choreographer drops into what is formerly Mandy's house, because she's off doing an NBC show, that it's already the steps are there.
Yeah.
The team is set in place.
Absolutely.
And it's why you wind up with spectacular opening numbers.
Exactly. And that, like I said, that's something that we would love to get our hands on. Especially with all those professional dancers. I mean,
you guys could do something really good. Are you guys brewing an idea?
Oh,
always.
Always. That doesn't stop.
Because I hear Justin and Brooke over at Dancing with the Stars are the people to get your concepts to.
Yes.
That has been the word on the street that I've heard since I've been interviewing everyone. They're like, and Justin and Brooke. I'm like, okay. There's some of the creative producers over there this year. So
yeah, that'd be something really cool. But and then beyond that, creative directing is I think a really huge goal for us, which is why. With some of the projects that, that I've been working on with Leah, it kind of, she's also been helping get us to that level. So, it's not like even just with her, it hasn't been just about this. She knows what our dreams and our goals are, and she also wants to help us get there.
And she knows what it takes to put a show on the air, because obviously her show with A&E, Emmy award-winning show,
yes, absolutely,
is obviously... because it's not easy to get a show on the air. Like that's what people need to understand. It's not just like, here you go, Netflix.
No, not at all.
No, even Netflix with all its content.
I know.
But they've got a big dance strategy. Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, they are buying dance shows and dance movies.
I know.
Like crazy.
And we don't, like I said, I think we hope to really try to get into that next level, that next playing field that we really want to get to, and just keep going from there. I mean, there's no stopping.
Do you have like a dance film in mind? Because I love dance films, and I feel like they're about to have like another like resurgence. We had all the Step Up movies for a long time, but I feel like we're just High Strung Free Dance came out this weekend. We're just like we're getting there. We're getting there.
I think we're clawing our way back in there. I would love to put a more. I really want to do like a cultural type feel.
Yeah.
I mean, we come from two different cultures. So I think something along the lines of that would be like really, really great.
West Side Story always works. When you take that formula of like...
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah. Something like that would be really cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
In terms of TV shows, have you thought about... And I think this is interesting because so many choreographers are now moving into the scripted sector of television. You guys have all done the reality competition shows. Yeah. And it's a different beast of sort of servicing a story. And oftentimes you're just dropped in for one episode.
Yeah. And I think the thing with that is there was one show that we were in the talks with and didn't get, but at least we were in the same room with these people with scripted shows. And that was something else that was really cool because it was totally different. And we got a script and they were like, read over it, let us know what you think.
Yeah, just to even talk about it, and we already kind of got a taste of how it works, and it's so different. And
I bet it's an eye-opening experience because you're like, we're not at So You Think anymore, are we?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. And you realize you have to bring sort of different ideas, and because you're there to service. Like this is the interesting thing. You're there to service the words on the page and how you bring that to life.
Yes, you put movement on the words, and it needs to make sense with what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like we're creating a story and like this is how the story goes.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I think they gave us a script and they're like, okay, we'll be back in like 10-15 minutes really.
They didn't let you like take it home or anything. You were literally in the conference room.
It was right there.
So what did the two of you do? You're like, okay, let's put our heads together. What would we do?
So we were like sitting on a couch, and then he would read a sentence, and we would be like, okay, so this is the move that can translate for that sentence, because usually it's the other way around. You tell the story with your movement, and in this case you already have the story.
You have the dialogue.
Right.
And you need to put movement on it. So it was just like going through variety of the moves that we have and see how can it read and
Yeah.
match the words that needs to be said.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's a totally different side of your brain, honestly.
Yeah. But it was really cool. I mean, it was so different. It was a different experience for us. And just like I said, even being in that room alone, regardless of what the outcome was, for us, it was a learning experience. And that's the kind of stuff that like we were like, this is what we need to, this is like the next level. This is what we need
Sink
to
your
do.
teeth into.
Yeah.
Well, and it's nice too that you guys are a team and
Yes.
that you can, you each have different strengths that you can sort of work together with and go, wait. I like your idea. However, I think we can take this to the next level. And
Yeah. Yeah.
because when you're alone, there's a lot of pressure.
There is, yeah. I mean, especially if it comes to any type of dancing, it's always great when you have more than one head in the room. You have somebody that can look on the outside and see everything. For us personally, when we work with partners, it works out better because take the girl to let her know what she has to do. I'll take the guy.
Yes.
Or in the case when we worked on So You Think, when we did the group opening number, something that was kind of new to us is we never really had hired assistants before. But this time we did because it was a group number and we were like, we need to get stuff done.
And did you bring in Cole and
We had
Magda?
Cole and Magda,
Perfect.
they were incredible, especially that day because Missy here became an American citizen.
Yes!
I had my ceremony at like
That morning.
8 a.m. and of course, it's something you can't reschedule and
can't be
everything
like-
had to fall on the same day and it was
Those
crazy.
are two really big, I think we talked about in the interview on the press line now that I'm remembering all this, but that's two really big life events on the
Yeah.
same day. You're
The
like,
same day.
Universe is like, wait a second, here's what we're going to do.
You want a challenge? Here you go.
And of course, I mean, that is so exciting. Now, did you go to the ceremony? Were you able to?
Sadly, I was not able
You had to be at
because
the studio.
I had to be. Yeah, I had to be. It was literally the same time.
But his mom went with me, so she was.
Oh, good. So you
there
had
to-
family
yeah.
there to celebrate. That's really great.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy process. It's not, you just don't go down to
I
like,
know.
And everybody was crying around me, and I was like, "Okay, come on, I have the rehearsal. Let's go."
you're like, waving the flag. This is great.
I gotta go.
Here's my certificate and go.
Oh my god, yeah. But thank God for Cole and Magda. They really helped us out a lot. I mean, they really, really did. They came in there, and we had worked with them the night before, so they knew exactly what we needed to work on.
Yep.
And they grabbed people, and they did exactly what they needed to do. When I was kind of trying to put the whole picture together.
That's right.
As soon as Oksana came, they would still do that. Oksana was able to see the whole picture, and then she was able to put her sense in. And
Little
that's how-
fine-tuning.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and I think too, having former contestants, they're also able to speak. Same with you. You understand of like what it's like to be a contestant, where you are. You're at top 8 at this point. What everyone's feeling, because
Yeah.
this is always my favorite thing. Like the first week, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so
I know.
exciting!" And then the first elimination happens, and everyone's like,
Yep.
"It's like reality."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
For
then
sure.
you get midway through it, and then everyone's just like, "We're tired, we're injured, our bodies hurt."
Yeah.
I mean, they're still excited, but it's just a different.
You're right.
I ride the roller coaster with
It's
them.
a roller coaster for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so having former contestants to go, "You guys got this."
Yeah.
I know it's out of your style, but
No, and they were fresh, and they knew exactly what we needed for the piece. And we had worked with Magda for years now. She's a great friend of ours. Cole, this was the first time we worked with him, but we'll definitely work with him again because he was so on it.
yeah, and it also helps you out in the choreography process, because if you are going to be doing all of these great opening numbers like Dancing with the Stars, we're putting it out there to the universe.
Please.
Right? I know. I'm like, let's put it out there. But yeah, I mean, you do need that assistance, because especially if you're doing something in the ballroom, sometimes they go outside the ballroom like they did in Disneyland. They go out to the Grove.
Yes.
Your different locations. You need extra eyes to
Yeah.
sort of spot things that are happening.
It really does help. It's a huge help, especially creating such a big piece. And I can't even imagine, doing something bigger,
More
Probably-
dancers, more locations. Yeah. I even just talking with Zach, he was like, Cheryl Burke was dancing on the train tracks at Disney on Main Street.
I saw that.
Did you see
I
it?
saw that. Yeah.
He had the most amazing things to say about her and like what she did, and he was like, she's like, no, got it, don't worry.
Well, Cheryl's a beast.
She is.
She's
That's
a
what he
beast.
said. He's good. She's a beast.
She's incredible. She's another really good friend of ours, and we absolutely adore her. But she knows she's another one who has a clear vision of exactly what she wants, and she gets it done.
That's right, and that's why she's been a pro for so long too.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not easy to be like,
OG.
that's right. It's not easy to be like, I've been on the show over 10 seasons. I
Yeah.
mean, she's at what, 20 something? So
20-something.
yeah, 20 something. She knows what she's doing there for sure. Well, you guys, this has been so much fun having you here. I know. It's
wow.
isn't it crazy how fast it goes. I know. And people are always like, I don't know what to talk about for an hour. I'm like, I promise you, we're just going to talk and no big deal and everything else. So we're going to kind of see you guys all over the place, I feel like.
I hope
There's
so.
going to be a lot of the Plateros because you guys will be on Univision probably.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed for So You
Yes.
Think season 17.
Yes, always fingers crossed for that.
Dancing with the Stars. We're just going to throw that out there.
Keep throwing it out.
To the universe. Hopefully they'll hear. And that way, you know, you guys literally have like pretty much touched every show. We'll get you a contestant for World of Dance.
There we go.
Choreograph
That's
for
what we
them.
need to do, yeah.
I think that's the only show
That's the only one we haven't touched yet.
I know. Have you touched Dance Moms? Like sometimes people do solos and
No.
we'll see.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll see.
sometimes the kids need a solo or
But
two.
like I said, you keep throwing anything out there.
It all works.
It'll all work itself
works.
out.
It's all good stuff. Oh, you know what? I do want to, before we wrap up, because we've got a moment or two. There was a fan question, and I want to make sure I get to it because
Okay.
because they'll be like, "Why didn't you ask my question?" I'm like, "There we go. Where did it go?" I'm like, I think I had it. Okay, perfect. Audrey, you know what one of her questions was? Would you consider being part of World of Dance? But I like this question because what kind of judge do you think you would be if you were a judge on Dancing with the Stars? Now that you've seen Leah do hers. Speak for the people.
I mean, I love technique and all the little details. So I would
Are you
be,
Len Goodman?
Yeah, I would be Len.
I love it. You have to have a Len on the panel. That's the one thing. You have to have a Len.
Yeah.
You can't just like be like whatever.
Yeah.
Now lift police, you're gonna love lifts. You're gonna let them slide, right?
Lift police. I'll tear that paper apart. No. I would probably be like a Leah. I would be for the people. I wouldn't know really how to, you know, go so critical on somebody knowing how hard they actually are working. So, you know, they're not dancers, and that's exactly what how I would phrase it all. They're not a dancer, so you can't expect them to, you know, to have every single heel lead. As long as they had one, hey, good job for them.
We're off to a good start.
And 9. No.
And 9, you're like, here's a 10, it's week 1.
Probably.
And she's like, here's a 2.
No, I have appreciation, you know, and I know how difficult it is, but I just
Yeah, well, it's strictly. Sometimes you see the scores and you're like, Craig's throwing out like the 2s and the 3s, and you're like, whew.
Oh, that's a brutal one.
Ouch. Yep. Those, you feel those. You're like, those hurt.
Yes.
Those are ouches. Okay, if someone is not following you already on Instagram, social media, where can they find you both?
Instagram. My Instagram is just Oksana, Oksana Platero, Platero. Yeah.
And mine is John Platero, dude. JON PLATERO, dude.
Dude.
And the reason why I haven't changed the dude is because one time I did, and they were like, "You have to contact Instagram to change it," and something was gonna happen with my verification. I was like, "Oh, that's fine."
Okay,
They
you're
make
good.
Sounds
it
good.
really not easy.
Yeah.
No, they don't make it easy at all, and
No.
that you can follow it. That's on Twitter too. So the dude is always there.
It's always there.
I love it. You guys, we want to remind you that iTunes. If you guys are listening to us as a podcast, we would love it if you can rate us 5 stars, subscribe, leave a comment. We got a great comment, and I just wanted to read it out because I appreciate it. This is from Kerbler. It said, "No other person does this like Kristen Burt." So thank you very much for that.
right.
To get
That's
such
true.
in-depth
Very true.
knowledge and hear from our favorite dancers, nowhere else can you get this. So thank you very much. But I appreciate the comments. If you do write a comment, I'll give you guys a shout out. So thank you so much, Kerbler. We want to thank Dance Network. We want to thank Popcorn Talk for hosting us, for all your dance news, dancenetwork.tv. And guys, we did pre-tape an episode because I'll be in Barcelona. Brandon Armstrong, pro on Dancing with the Stars, will be here next week, and we had a great hour. I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it, and he doesn't do a lot of press and media, and I don't know why, and I think you guys are going to fall in love with him if you haven't already. So I was like, he needs to get out there.
Yeah, he's a great
He's a really great
Really
person.
nice kid.
So, all right, so we'll see you guys all next week. I'll see you on tape is really what it is. But have a great week, and thanks for watching To The Point.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.